Welcome to Cody's Movie Cave, where today we shall be discussing The Invisible Man. That's right, The Invisible Man. So let's let her rip, Tater Chip. So yes, now that I'm back visible, let's talk The Invisible Man, right? Come out in 2020, I think it was, and it's got the lady from The Handmaid's Tale and Mad Men. I forget her name. Elizabeth Moss, maybe. Anyway, it is a updated, reimagined remake, if you will, of the 1930s Invisible Man by Universal Pictures. It was a part of the collective universe of Universal monsters like Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy, Invisible Man. And so yes, this one takes place in modern times with superior effects, special effects. And look, this movie is not, I don't consider it a horror movie. I consider it more of a suspense thriller with elements of scares here and there. This movie will get you, though. I mean, it's got moments that'll make you go, whoa, it'll make you jump. It's got some jump scares, as they say. It just goes without saying, the man is invisible. I mean, he can be invisible and move stuff around, so it's really creepy, right? I mean, more creepy than scary, in my opinion. I mean, he can move stuff, he can mess with your mind and make you think you're going crazy, and just a really cool twist of a antagonist type character. And so basically what it is, to set up the story, it's a woman, our lead character, whose name is Cecilia, is running away from a domestic abusive relationship with this guy who just so happens to be a genius and a rich millionaire optics guru, right? He works in optics. Get it? Invisible suit. So yeah, she manages to plot her escape, gets away from him, and that's pretty much where the movie goes from there. And he kills himself, we'll say. And that's when things start to get really twisty and really creepy, because she starts having these things happen to her, right? These things that's kind of out of the ordinary. They start happening more and more until she realizes he ain't dead, but he is invisible and he's messing with her, right? So yeah, it's not really scary as much as it is just suspenseful, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it's got some jump scares, though. It's got some moments, obviously, with the dude being invisible that'll make you go, whoa, And so, yeah, like I said, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and that's always fun with a movie, right? That's what you want. You want to be entertained, people. Great performances, really good cast. But yeah, I think this movie works as a reimagining on an old property like The Invisible Man. I enjoyed the original from the back in the 1930s. It was really good, but this one is just up to the ante. It's got really good effects. It's got a killer story, no pun intended, and it's just really cool of how they kind of took this property and twisted it over on its head, and made the female lead the actual lead character instead of focusing on the Invisible Man. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, she goes through all kinds of sorts of troubles and perils and situations throughout this movie, and she winds up toughening up and coming out on the other side tougher for it. And we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, pretty good movie. If you're a fan of that type of thing, I kind of describe it as the Jennifer Lopez movie Enough, that had the domestic abuse type thing, and she had to kind of get away from the guy, and I describe it as that meets some kind of scary, like Invisible Man type situation. That's where it kind of combines. And so yeah, pretty good movie, and it did really well at the box office. which is surprising because we haven't heard of a sequel being greenlit yet. You know, there were talks a little bit, but we hadn't got one yet, which is sucks really, because I was hoping to see more. And that's when you know it's a good movie, when you're wanting the story to continue, right, folks? But like I said, it did good at the box office, which is no small feat considering when it came out was the peak, or the beginning, if you will, of the COVID era. So it did really well there. It's rated R, so there is it's not gory, okay? It's not gory, none the slightest. It is a little bit violent, you know, it is, but and it has some language, so that's kind of where it's setting at with the R rating. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, I believe, so like I said, it's a little on the lengthy side, but not too bad. And you can find it on Apple, Vudu, Amazon, the big three. You can rent or buy, so there's those options. And as we always say down here in the cave, this has been my opinion. And opinions are like butts, guys. Everybody's got one. Some of them stink. Later.